One thing that makes Dragon Ball my favorite anime of all time is the transformations. A lot of people like to say that it holds the series back, but I think, if done right, the forms add a bigger impact to the story and the characters. So, I wanted to give my opinions on some of the transformations and the techniques that look like transformations like the Kaioken. I will also be giving them a ranking too. Remember that this is my opinion, and if you disagree with anything in this video, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Since there are so many forms, I will only focus on the main forms. So, the Super Saiyan 1 through 4, Rage, the Super Saiyan full power forms, the God forms, the Great Ape forms, and some of the techniques like the Kaioken, Ultra Instinct, and Ultra Ego. Also the Ultimate form, Beast form, and Orange Piccolo. One more thing, I hope you guys like the new voice. Bulma hooked me up with a new voice chip so I don't sound so robotic. I see no better place to start than the Great Ape forms. A form all Saiyans that have tails take on when exposed to a full moon, or if some knows the technique, they can create an artificial moon to give off Blutz waves. The form gives the user a 10 times boost to their base power. While the history of the original Great Ape form is interesting, ultimately the form became pretty useless and forgotten. Design-wise, it's pretty simple, just an ape version of the Saiyan that transformed. My favorite character to use the form is definitely Vegeta when he transforms against the Z Fighters. I would definitely give this form B tier. In the newest Broly movie, Dragon Ball tried to breathe some life into the Great Ape form by giving Broly the Ikari form. The Ikari form also gives a 10 times boost, and plus you can keep the speed and mobility of the user's base form. The hair and muscles are made larger, and the eye turns a dark yellow, reminiscent of Super Saiyan 4. I do like this better than the original Great Ape form, but the other forms are much better. A tier. Let's talk about the most iconic transformation in all of anime, Super Saiyan. When I say Super Saiyan, I mean all 4 grades of Super Saiyan. Grade 1 Super Saiyan is first shown by Goku during the fierce battle on Namek against Frieza. It's known for its bright blonde hair, explosive yellow aura, and the sky blue eyes. The form can be triggered by extreme emotion. These emotions can be intense rage or sadness. The form adds a 50 times boost to the base form of a Saiyan. This form is so iconic just because of the build-up to the form. First mentioned by Vegeta during the Saiyan saga while fighting the Z Fighters. At first the form was just a legend, saying that a Super Saiyan is born once every 1,000 years, but that has been retconned. Overall, I will give this an S tier for the spectacle of the form. Next is Grade 2, a more powerful version of Grade 1, but it does have a slight drawback, but I'll save that for later. Grade 2 has increased hair length and muscle mass that is higher than Grade 1. This form was used only by 2 Saiyan, Vegeta, and Future Trunks against Semi-Perfect Cell and briefly against Perfect Cell. Now as for the ranking, I'm going to give it C tier because Vegeta and Trunks did look pretty cool in this form. On to Grade 3, this form is completely useless. This form has a major disadvantage in terms of combat ability. Yes, you do have an increase in strength and power, but the side effect of forcing your body to get stronger is that you will have a tremendous decrease in speed, making it utterly impossible to hit your opponent. Future Trunks was the only one to use the form against Perfect Cell. During their fight, Cell explained what I said to Trunks, and Trunks just admitted defeat soon after. This form is complete trash, F tier. The final grade of Super Saiyan, Grade 4, also known as Mastered Super Saiyan, is next. Instead of just forcing your body to get stronger like Grade 2 and 3, Goku and Gohan learn how to master Super Saiyan Grade 1 to a point where it doesn't take a toll on the body and is also made easier to grow stronger too. Mastered Super Saiyan keeps the speed of Grade 1 and takes the strength and power of Grade 3. Goku and Gohan use this form in the fight against Perfect Cell. Giving him the fights he was expecting from Vegeta and Trunks. S tier. Onto one of the most popular transformations in the series, Super Saiyan 2. Almost every Dragon Ball fan will note that Gohan transforming into Super Saiyan 2 is their favorite transformation sequence. Like Grade 3, Super Saiyan 2 has longer and more spiky hair, increased muscle mass, and a more powerful looking aura. Even adding a lightning effect to the aura to tell the viewer that this form isn't just a regular Super Saiyan form. The multiplier for this form is 100 times base power, or 2 times grade 4. Super Saiyan 2 overall is just a better version of Super Saiyan 1. Definitely S tier. Next is Super Saiyan 3, and to be honest, this transformation is really mid. I say that because the form was really underutilized. It was only used in one arc, and after that it only showed up once in a blue moon. I really didn't like how it got two-shot by Beerus, but I understand the reason why they did that. To show how strong Beerus is. Also, the fact that Goku never mastered the form is really stupid too. Imagine a mastered Super Saiyan 3 with no energy drain and more power. Super Saiyan 3 design-wise is pretty great. The elongated hair with no eyebrows makes this form look so menacing. As for the aura, it's just a more amplified version of the Super Saiyan 2 aura, but it still looks badass though. I would give it A tier if we got to see it more, but for that it has to be B tier. Next is the non-canon Super Saiyan 4. I do not like this form. I do think the concept of Super Saiyan 4 is interesting, but the way they did it in GT just didn't sit right with me. You have to first get your tail back somehow if you lost it, then you have to transform into a Great Ape. Then, while in the Great Ape form, you need to turn Super Saiyan, and after all of that, if you can control it, you will turn Super Saiyan 4. That is way too many steps just for a new form. Design-wise, I guess it looks cool. The red fur and black hair doesn't make sense, and Goku just magically turned back into an adult doesn't make sense either. Vegeta looks pretty cool in the form though. I'm sorry, but this form is a trash D tier. Now that we are done with the original Super Saiyan line, let's talk about some techniques that act like transformations. Let's start with the first one, the Kaioken. During the Saiyan saga in Dragon Ball Z, while Goku was training under King Kai, he was taught the Kaioken to contend with Vegeta and Nappa. The technique has seen some recent acknowledgement from Super when Goku combined the Kaioken with Super Saiyan Blue, a really great way to breathe some life into the technique by allowing it to be stacked on top of other forms. The Kaioken is a great way for a character to power themselves up, but the higher the increase, the more of a toll it takes on the body. The highest canon level of the Kaioken is a times 20, but it's possible to go beyond that. Design-wise, the Kaioken keeps it pretty simple. The aura is this crimson red with an explosive fire-like effect. What I really appreciate about the aura is that the higher the multiplier, the deeper in color the aura gets, and the hair will start to spike up as well. Overall, a great form, A tier. Now this technique unlocks a character's inner potential and gives them access to a brand new form. The ultimate form was first seen in the Buu saga when Elder Kai drew out Gohan's potential. This form is very similar to a character's base form, so to tell the difference, the character's hair will spike up with an extra bang added on as well. The aura is very similar to Super Saiyan 3 with increased explosive energy and a small lightning effect. I really love this transformation just for how simple it is. It gives off this sense of a calming but powerful feel that I really enjoy. Piccolo also got his own version of the ultimate form that was unlocked by the Dragon Balls and gives him access to a Namekian version of the ultimate form. The Dragon Balls also gave Piccolo an extra level of power that he can access when needed. This culminated into Orange Piccolo, or what I like to call him Dragon Piccolo. In this form, Piccolo grows in size and his power is basically double the ultimate form. The design is based on the Dragon Balls themselves. The main color of orange and the red accents are tributes to the Dragon Balls. And the symbol on his back is the symbol of Namekian pride, the Ajisa tree. I would definitely give all three versions of the ultimate form S tier. We can't talk about the ultimate form without mentioning its very trash upgraded version, Beast. This is the worst form in all of Dragon Ball, end of discussion. The lore behind it is trash. Just a Super Saiyan 2 redesign with white hair, red eyes, and a purple aura. None of those things look good together. Also, the name Beast Gohan isn't good. I'd rather Final Gohan as a name to keep with the naming theme of Ultimate Gohan. If I had the chance to redesign Beast, I would have kept the hair the same as Ultimate, but instead of making it all white, give the black hair white highlights on the top. As for the aura, you could keep the purple but make it an underglow with the white aura as an overglow, and the eyes should be purple instead of red. This way the form looks more powerful, but not overly designed to look like a B-type variant of Super Saiyan 2. F tier, complete garbage. On to the next technique, Ultra Instinct. This technique is the master of self-movement, allowing your body to move without thinking. Goku was taught this technique by Whis in Super and was able to fully master the technique after his fight with Moro. The form is known for its godlike aura of a mix of blue, white, and a small hint of purple. The aura also gives off a heat very similar to the Super Saiyan God transformation. In the Omen form of Ultra Instinct, the hair stays the same as in base but with silver highlights, and in the mastered form, the hair turns fully silver and slightly sticks up as well. At the beginning, I really didn't like Ultra Instinct because it had nothing to do with Goku being a Saiyan, but it has grown on me and now I love this form. A tier. Now instead of allowing your body to avoid damage on its own, this technique turns damage into power. Of course, I'm talking about Ultra Ego. Vegeta was taught this technique by the god of destruction himself, Beerus. Vegeta fully understood this technique during his fight with Granola. The form is known for its menacing appearance with its flame-like aura and purple hair with no eyebrows. Just like Super Saiyan 3, the hair and muscle mass increase as well. This technique is powerful, but it does have one major weakness. If the person you are fighting is definitely stronger than you, all they have to do is hit you hard enough to where you just die. Yes, taking damage in this form does equal more power, but that damage can accumulate until your body just gives up. Shown by him during his fight with Gas. Since the form has a major weakness and a goofy name, this form is B tier for me. Now going back to the transformations, let's tackle the God forms. Super Saiyan God is one of the best forms ever created in Dragon Ball. Goku unlocked this form from performing the ritual with 5 other righteous Saiyan pouring their power into him so God Ki can manifest. The form is known for its flame-like aura with a mixture of red, yellow, and orange. The Saiyan's body becomes slimmer and the hair turns a bright red with red eyes. Just like the ultimate form, I like the simplicity of the form and it gives off a calm but powerful vibe as well. I do think Vegeta looks better in the form than Goku. I hope to see the transformation more in the future though. We really only see it for a quick second and then right to blue. Definitely S tier. On to the most divisive forms, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan or just Super Saiyan Blue for short. The fandom is split on this one. Some say that it's the worst, and others say that it's fine. I personally don't mind the form. I just think they should have waited on revealing the form. I think the form should have been unlocked either during Universe 6 tournament in the Goku vs. Hit fight, or during the Goku Black arc in the Goku vs. Black and Zamasu fight after Zamasu tells Goku what happened to Goten and Chi-Chi. The form has the same flame-like aura, but instead of red and orange, it's blue and yellow with a white underglow. The hair looks very similar to regular Super Saiyan 1. Overall, I think the form is okay, but it could have been better. C tier. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution is next, and this form is mid. It's basically just Blue Grade 2. The whole design just looks like you take Super Saiyan Grade 2 Vegeta and make the aura and royal blue. D tier. You can't forget the fusion of Blue and Kaioken as well. This form isn't really that bad, the design isn't really that much to write home about, but I think it looks good. B tier. We can't talk about Super Saiyan Blue without talking about Super Saiyan Rose. Goku Black's version of Super Saiyan Blue is really dope. It has all of the traits of Blue but makes it better. The hair is more spiky than Blue and of course the pink hair. The aura is amazing too, with a dark red overglow, a magma pink midglow, and a purple underglow. This form is definitely peak. A tier. These next forms I'm going to talk about are all about intense rage. Let's start with Future Trunks Super Saiyan Rage. Now, a lot of the fandom love to say that Super Saiyan Rage is an ass pull and didn't have any foreshadowing, but I disagree. Everything we know about Future Trunks culminates with this fight. Trunks has tried and failed to keep his timeline safe, and every time something bad happens, he has to push his emotions to the side to remain strong for the people of his timeline. Black tells Trunks that everything he has done was evil and had no value. After hearing this, all of Trunks' emotions boiled to the surface, and a brand new transformation was the effect of that. At least that's how I see it. And for those reasons, this transformation is one of my favorites, with the elongated hair, yellow and blue aura, and no eye pupils. This form looks badass and will always be an S-tier form in my opinion. Next is Kale's Berserker Super Saiyan forms. I really don't mind this transformation because of the way it came to be. Kale is this shy, innocent, and annoying little Saiyan that doesn't look like she has any remarkable power, but if you get her angry, just like Z Broly. She is a force to be reckoned with the major muscle and height increase, and Z Broly-like hair. The design is pretty cool, all things considered. Her controlled form is a little basic, but I can ignore it for the most part. B tier at best, though. As I mentioned before, Kale was a character inspired by Z Broly as a prototype to see how a Broly-like character could fit in the canon. But when they created Dragon Ball Super Broly, that's when they perfected a canon Broly. Super Broly has two unique forms that I would like to talk about: his Super Saiyan Ikari form and Full Power Super Saiyan form. Super Saiyan Ikari came when Broly saw his father die. This form has increased height and muscle mass that is bigger than the regular Ikari form. The aura is a mix of the Super Saiyan yellow aura with hints of green. The hair is just a yellow and spikier version of his Ikari form, but it still looks cool. Now, Full Power Super Saiyan is the form Broly used during the second half of his fight with Gogeta. This form has an even higher height increase, but the hair does really change at all except for the green coloration of it. The aura explodes into a vibrant light green, and the pupils are still missing. This form screams being a monster with no control, just like the Dragon Ball Z version of Broly. Both of them are S tier. Overall, Dragon Ball makes some of the best and some of the worst transformations in all of anime, and that is something to appreciate. Without Super Saiyan, transformations like Supersonic wouldn't exist. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more Dragon Ball content like this, and with that, I'll see you guys next time.